Welcome to Rubber Duck Engineering. Tonight, we will add random maze generation to our roguelike game, and then we will try to solve the maze. Hello, Eric. How are you?
Hello, Dr. Barth. Nice to see you. I have no idea how to do random maze generation, but this should be fun.
I'm more worried that the mazes will either be really easy or really hard. I think I have an idea for how we can generate mazes. I don't know if they're any good.
I also think of roguelikes as having rooms, and I don't know if that's different in some way. And then the question of, do rooms need to have flat walls? And then is there space? And so do you do wall-based or not? And I was also thinking as I was wandering around this afternoon, is that all roguelikes are all about like crawling through dungeons and going down. Why don't things go up?
Whoa.
And why aren't there? I mean, the space of roguelikes is huge, right? And I have not played them all.
This is like literally like taking the idea and turning it on its head. Like, what if we went up instead of down?
Yeah, like why don't they go up? I also think that all these there's so many open world games these days that the formula is a little boring.
Because it's a contrarian. He says it's like, okay, it's going to be a closed world game where we only go up.
Well, so I'm not opposed to open world, but open world, it's all very typically very like boundaried. One of the things I like about Minecraft, if you've ever played Minecraft, is that is a procedural generated game that just keeps going.
You can just head west into the sunset for forever and ever and ever.
The only thing limiting you is the size of the file that it records on your hard drive. You start generating gigabytes of data.
It's a perfect Turing machine. It will just keep going until it consumes all resources.
Yep. So yeah.
Jacques, great. I'm glad you could make it from the start. Welcome.
Shall we to the code machine?
Maybe we should do a little design talk before we go to the code machine. So here's the thought that I had. So we talked last time about like, do walls take up space? And I was thinking maybe they should. Okay. So maybe we should have like many more cells than we have now, and then have a wall fill a cell.
Sure, makes sense.
The other idea I had was we talked with Bob about one way to generate a feasible maps is to have an invariant and then check that invariant at every stage of the generation. And so the invariant seems like some sort of search from the starting location to the end location to make sure there's actually a path. And then it seems like the dumbest form of maze generation would be to just fill in, plop a random wall, check the invariant, and then continue until you've reached some percent threshold, like 50% of the squares are filled or something. I have no idea if this will make a like interesting, fun maze or not.
I also think that these things often use prefabs, and I don't mean that in the like Unity sense, although a little bit in the Unity sense, in that like you have like an X wall that you drop in instead of just like a line, right? Or like a curve, and that they put together the puzzle pieces. Often.
I think that makes total sense. It just seems like we could start with the puzzle piece being the dumbest thing, which is a square.
My also understanding, welcome, of these algorithms is they're often sort of broken into two pieces, one of which is like the generation function, which could be very sophisticated or very dumb, and then sort of like the fitness function. This probably has nothing to do with these algorithms. This is something from Knuth. I don't know. This is somewhere back in my brain. The idea
of the fitness function here is the search, like you can get from beginning to end. Is that what you mean?
Well, here again, they could be of any complexity. Like the dumbest generation function is probably like the null function that just gives you a blank, or maybe that does some like random whatever. And then the fitness function could be the dumbest there is like, is it solvable? Is it pathable? And like a much fancier version would be like, does it have the right number of rooms, or does it have the like items that like work together nicely, or like some sort of aesthetic things on top of that. And then you generate 8 and you score them and you pick the top one, or something like that, right?
Okay, so maybe we should structure the algorithm in that way and then plug in really dumb versions of each of those functions.
That's where my brain goes, not having ever done this before. But I don't know.
Okay, maybe now's the time to dive in and try it.
I have to show our banner first.
Yeah, we have no idea what we're doing, but that's the fun of it.
Oh, I did also want to say, like, if you do like roguelike, so first of all, you can follow along. That's what we wrote last week, and it'll get pushed to this at the end of the episode. Also, if you do like roguelikes, there are people who know way more about this than we do.
Yeah, if you want to watch people who do know what they're doing, this is where to do it.
Yeah, and they have hundreds, if not thousands, of hours of video of them like getting together in conferences and like talking about how to do this. So, to the code machine. Except I didn't.
I was giving an analogy about there being different kinds of programming. So, like the programming that many people do, I would describe as like making a sandwich. You take a bunch of things, you put them together, and now you have a delicious sandwich. But there's a different kind of programming where, like, okay, I want to make a sandwich. First, let's mill the wheat, right? And then we're gonna like make the dough, and then bake the bread, and then okay, now move on to the next ingredient. So we're sort of in the mill the wheat category here. Yeah, the struggle is the fun part. I mean, I think making a sandwich is also fun. Like I suspect the people in the roguelike club are also having a fantastic time, but it's just a different kind of fun.
Oh, I should have solved for this week having the visuals on screen, but we'll sort that out as we get there.
So I think we should start in the model. So I think an important thing we need to add to our model is walls, like or some sort of representation of which blocks in the map are passable or impassable.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, so that's in like our world.
Yeah, we have a world.
Yeah.
So maybe we need like a
like a map inside the world.
Like a map from positions.
Oh, actually, I meant like a class called map or level or whatever. But I think you actually want to store a full grid.
A full grid, like a dense representation?
I think so.
Okay, so you want like a class map?
Yeah, level or whatever is fine. Yeah.
Level. Yeah, I think map will collide with the built-in thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you want a dense grid, so you want like
I think so. I think you want a list of
you want like a uint 8 list, kind of that kind of dense, like squares.
Oh, I was thinking sure, or just like list, cell, or list.
Okay, let's do list cell. So cell is like an enum, right?
Yeah, sure. Cell. I don't know whether it's an enum or a class but like you can start with something being wall. Yeah.
Okay. Looks legit.
Since we don't have fancy enums in Dart that are coming yet, we can actually make this a class cell. And the
like a cell type or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking because you may want to ask it things like is passable. Okay. You might want to put methods on it.
The type private, basically. And you want like a cell empty.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
This is what you had in mind?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Mostly what I want to do is add is passable. I think you want that on the. I was reviewing a some potential code for an interview today, and one of the things is like some of the interviewers get hung up on the like overuse of objectness, and like someone whoever written the thing had taken a whole bunch of methods and put them on an object that had no members. And so they would make one of these objects just to call the like methods, and it drove me batty. It was like one of the like interview notes. Like sometimes pitfalls. It's like sometimes the interviewee gets hung up on the thing, and then I was like reading through it. I couldn't get through it. I was like, I understand why the interviewees can't. Anyways, there's some things that are just like offend your religion.
All right.
Objects have to have members.
Oh, now we can decide which is first, width or height. I never know. Height.
Well, that's why you shove it in a. That's why, like, this thing is private. Also came up in a code review today.
This is Phil. No. It's Phil.
And to clarify, like why you do this is because sometimes people do it differently. But if you shove it in here, then you can make the accessors explicit.
Filled? How do I do this? Okay. I need to fill it with. Help me, team. What is the what are the arguments to filled?
Arguments filled. Length and E.
Okay, so length in this case is width. And E in this case is cell empty. So I've aliased all the cells together. That
what do you mean?
Maybe I should do generate just to be safe. Okay, so now at least we've actually allocated separate cells for everything in the map.
Okay. And these are honestly const anyways.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
This also can be const.
Right, now they're aliased again. We did it, team.
Oh, what's wrong with them being aliased here?
Oh, I don't know if this, maybe if we're using the immutable pattern.
I think even so, like this is a pod, a plain old data. It always is going to have value semantics, not reference semantics. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here.
No, I think that's a very simple way to do it. Okay, so then I did the width first, so I need x first now. Yep, like this.
The outer one is height.
Outer one is height? All right, I got it backwards.
That's why you only have to write it in this one function.
then you know.
Then you will always have it.
Okay, so now I want to write the can I traverse can traverse, and I want to give a position start, position end, right? So now this is where we're gonna write our search function.
Oh, I mean this is where you just have a star, right?
Right. We can do a star. We just do just a breadth first search. It doesn't have to be that fancy.
Yeah. Well, there is an a star package that we've used before, and if I went after it, I bet I could copy the code for us. But that's fine. Let's write something simple. I'm going to see if I can find our use of a star. Let's give us a little time. Don't count on me.
You're looking for the a star implementation?
Yeah, well, I mean, I know where the implementation is. I remember the implementation needs a little bit of integration every time, so I want to see if we've done that integration.
You also just write the search. I think there's not much to it.
Okay.
So while the queue is not empty, we need to print queue dot remove. Oh, maybe list is not the right thing I want. I guess I can just pop it, right? Remove last. And then for each of the cardinal directions, for in delta up, down, left, right.
You want to just ask neighbors? Oh, I see deltas. Yeah, okay. I wonder if you want from that triple delta.
Exactly what I want.
Writing checks.
Okay. Principal
check
from
round proofs.
current. You want to say, okay, so if, then we want to basically push onto the queue, current plus delta. And then we need to stop, like if final target equals, oops, next. You keep undoing what I'm typing.
I have nothing to do. Right?
I don't know. Whatever I'm typing keeps disappearing. It's fine.
Maybe I did. Sorry.
It's fine.
Like Replit gets this so much better.
Okay, I think I wrote a search.
Yeah. If
Const will continue until morale improves. I don't need to write const on all these if I wrote const on the outside.
that's correct.
Oh, do I have to apply the delta?
I think so. If
So maybe this should be traversable neighbors since you're doing the same thing that I'm doing.
yeah, exactly. Oh, I see. You want positions.
I want the positions, yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you might end up wanting both, but yeah. Position apply, new position, if position.
We want to get the cell that's based on position, not based on X and Y, is what you're telling me.
Yep. Has path between. That's what you want this to be. You want bool is passable or something like that. I don't know what the.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's just get cell. Get cell position is passable.
You gotta write out a little DSL here.
Great. I'm just gonna turn this into a getter for the sake of our sanity's sake.
Yep.
Okay. Great. You had it right. If it is passable, new position.
Return position.
Yield.
Yep. Yield. Correct.
Yield star.
No, it's just yield. New position. New position. One of the dangers of this is that if you don't actually ever yield, so like say you forget your return or you forget your yield, a sync star method will just happily be like, yeah, that's fine. I just always give you an empty list or an empty iterator. So the sync star is a little dangerous because you like lose some protections.
Can we test this? This seems like I think we wrote the search.
Sure, let's test it. Let's pull on our tests of great justice. Oh, we have this widget test, which I can't imagine works. I don't know why it's not compiling. Oh, probably because it's not finding the things, but that's fine. Okay. So if we just change this to test instead, we don't need a widget tester. Change this to package test.
Okay. And then we need to import
and I can change back to have package test because it probably
material widgets just yet.
Oh, sorry, I hit undo. I might have ruined your life.
That's fine.
Flutter pub add. Oh my goodness, what's it doing? I can stop. I can stop. No. Oh my. Oh, you're okay. Dev test. What is it doing? Oh, it's doing it. It's doing it. I was also doing very little bit of sort of parallel coding with someone today,
Mhm.
and I realized how much it's not parallel coding. What is this called? Pair programming. How much pair programming I do, and then it's probably way more than many people do.
I mean, you've done it 100 times.
It's a practice skill.
What is it like? I don't do it with a lot of other people. Like, what is it like with other people?
I think other people just don't. I just think others don't. Like, you were talking before the show about that there's like a social component to code review that is sometimes forgotten. That there's like a transaction going on between people about like, oh, we're practicing this between our code reviews, or you did me this favor, I'm going to do you this favor, kind of thing. Maybe it shouldn't be about favors, but that there's a social component to code review that sometimes gets lost. I think there's also a social component to pair programming, and when you're pair programming with someone you've not pair programmed with before,
You're not sure, like, when can I jump in and mess up your thing, and when are you gonna?
Exactly. All right, so this needs a level. How we? Is it we don't have like a generate?
It's fine. I think I wrote I think I wrote the test.
We need a level empty. I see. Well, I'm just trying to make things compile here. You wrote the test?
I wrote a test.
In our widget test? Whoa. Level, const, empty, empty, empty. Whoa. Oh, fascinating. Okay. You have your like hallway here.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like the simplest test that I could think of.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for bugs like, hey, it's an infinite loop, or like it throws an exception, right? Like that's.
I also think we should test onto wall.
Oh, where the target is the wall. Yeah, that's great. That's a great test case.
Great. Shall we try running the test?
We need an omelet. What is an omelet? I'm sure I'm totally mispronouncing that.
Omegle?
Omega.
I don't know. I'm sure it's amazing, whatever it is. If Google's developing UI, did we miss this comment?
I wasn't going to answer it, but it's fine.
Oh.
Is it similar to Flutter? Flutter? No, it's not at all similar to Flutter. It's also like, you should just take a look at the code if you want to learn more about it. Like it's you can go find it in the repository, but it's we use it for the bootloader. Like it's like a very different kind of thing than Flutter, which is runs on dozens of platforms, and you can build huge, complicated applications with it.
Yeah, I mean, different things are fit to different purposes, right? That's not necessarily good or bad, but Flutter is on millions, if not billions, of devices. It's a different thing.
Like the UI framework you want for your bootloader is one that can like
fit in 2K.
Fit in 2K and like show you like did your computer boot, like wrap some lines, like that's good. You need these kind of things.
Let's see. Dart test. Is that gonna work? It's gonna blow up. Could not find pubspec YAML.
You can use Flutter test. I think Flutter test can run.
I have no idea what that seems like an odd.
Oh, we may have infinite looped it. Oh, we didn't do any range checking on getCell. Good bug.
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted and failed to finish.
No, this is good. No, Drupal language is fine. It's getCell that's wrong.
Oh.
We want to say if position.
Was this going to be cell question mark then?
It's like get, right? Like I want to return a wall if I'm outside of the range. So like
Oh.
I do
Or
this.
do you want like a special cell type that's like not a wall, but like out of
out of
bounds?
bounds? Yeah, I want to make an out of bounds cell type. I'm trying to find like what's the function on list that will let me give it default.
I don't know if there is one. Oh, you do you question mark.
But I can't use the square brackets, right? I have to use something else.
No, you do. I don't know how you would do it here, but it's like this question mark.
Oh,
But I don't know
I
if
see.
that like works with negatives.
I see.
Oh,
I'll
maybe
just
I'm
do the range.
thinking of that for maps, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll just do the range check. Y is less than 0, or this is another reason why you want to have a getter instead of just always indexing into your array, because you want to think about what you want to do for bounds.
Well, it's not actually even clear to me that this should be the place to do bound checking. Like, should it be like should get cell just throw an argument error if you pass it something invalid?
But if we have an out of bounds cell, I think it's reasonable to say if you query outside of the thing.
But like we're using like out of bounds is we're using like a sentinel value there, which is okay, but I'm just thinking back to all the sentinel values that were in WebKit code everywhere, and how I just didn't know that that term existed at the time.
I mean, I think an exception would also be a totally reasonable thing to do, and then like traversable neighbors would catch the exception or something.
What's going on? Why is this? Oh, okay, that's why.
I'm sure there's a better way to write this code using fancy null operators or something.
Oh, this is also wrong, right? This needs to be.
I don't think out of bounds is possible.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. We already had it in the positive. I was thinking we had it in the negative. And as I was writing it, I was thinking maybe I should have this only check for empty. Sorry. I was thinking this was checked for not null, not wall. You were saying, so.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a better way to write getCell, but I think I'm curious if our test passes now.
Let me see the fancy test runner thing. Does it work? Testing. The Flutter tester is so much slower than the Dart tester.
Oh, it's running. It's spinning. Do the washing machine. I can also believe we have an infinite loop, so I wouldn't necessarily blame its slowness on.
Whoa, what's this? Stop. Okay, we have a session chat today. I learned. Okay, let's try with our widget tester this thing, and let's try debugging.
You think it's going to be infinitely looping?
I think so. I suspect we're in an infinite loop.
Oh, you know what? I'm sure we're just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. We need to never visit a thing we visited before. We never. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if this is faster or slower than. I feel like I need to dust off the A-star package and like actually make it easy to use for this kind of thing.
What is this?
Because this is the kind of thing somebody must have. People write lots of games in Flutter. Somebody must have written a really nice A-star by now. Because like pathability is a very common need in games. There was an answer. Carnelian web target when? I know nothing about if Carnelian has any web plans.
I would not hold your breath for that.
You can check the code. Would be my advice.
Okay, see if that's an infinite loop.
Okay, so we think.
Oh, wait. I messed it up. Boom. We also visited the start. Here.
What's this? The visited?
I guess visited should be here.
What is visited?
Visited is all of the places that we've visited already.
Oh,
So
I
it's
see.
the marking of all the squares we've been to before.
It's like a set.
It's a set, yeah. So I just use a map from positions to true and false. To bulls. Is it running forever?
I don't know. It does seem to be running. All right, I'm gonna stop it again, and we're not going to generate levels tonight. We're going to write A star.
This is not A star. This is just DFS.
Depth first search.
Yeah, A star has like a evaluation function to try to get you to where you're going. We're just gonna try it all until we get there.
Exception occurred. Oh, why is this? All right, let's try.
Should we set a breakpoint? Let's get it completed. It just got the wrong answer.
So somehow it got to this while Q is not empty. Add start.
Yeah, just set a breakpoint. Let's walk through it and see.
I don't trust these buttons on this, but we're going to try them. We're going to build trust. Trust building exercise.
I mean, yeah, I could start with a passing test to try to build trust. Like it's the thing that doesn't trust us because our code is this running infinite loops and throwing exceptions, doing all manner of banana stuff.
I've just not used this this like testing integration before. I'm so used to the command line for these things. Oh, it appears it worked.
Okay. So we open the local variables to see what we got. I'm kind of expecting Q to have one thing in it and the map to be empty. Okay, great.
Okay.
Looks legit so far. Okay. Current is 0, 0. Looks legit. Okay. All right. So what are the traversal neighbors? What is next? Next is 1, 0. That doesn't seem right. X. Oh, our test case is wrong.
Unpossible. Okay. Where's our test case? Between.
We tried to go in the Y direction. This must be in the X direction.
Oh, yeah. Okay, 2.
Yep. Yeah, let's change the rest of these also. Okay.
We also need another test, by the way, to handle our cell at out of bounds. Like just because we have sort of a weird behavior or a totally fine design choice, but not one that everyone might.
You want to say like this is my level, and you want to say that like level get cell. Let's do. It's actually a good test here, right? We can do this.
We can do negatives. We can do like
type equals.
Oh, I don't think you can modify the cell. It's a pod. Oh, I see. You're checking the type. Yeah, go ahead.
Equals cell type empty. Okay,
It's
and then I
really-
want to do like this and like this and like this and like this, right?
Mhm.
So we think this should be empty and this should be out of bounds. We think the rest of these should be out of bounds.
We can also we can make these separate. Like we can make wall, and we can make. We have. I will just do those two types.
Okay, that sounds good. Oh, type was private.
This is wall.
I'm gonna make type public if that's okay.
There. I guess it's final, so you can't change it anyway. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think cells should. I think cells should be immutable. It makes it clear.
Did I not succeed in making type?
Yeah, it wants more or less punctuation.
Oh, okay.
As one is wont to do.
I was teaching someone how to use Python the other day, and it was just like very nice. It has very little punctuation because when you're first learning like what it is to program, the punctuation just sort of gets in your way, and so it's just nice not to have to deal with it.
Let's try this and see. I through watching others use them at Google, these notebooks, Juniper notebooks, I think they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Google has some funny internal name for them, but like they're super cool programming.
Oh, we got the little check mark. That fast? Did the other one get a check mark?
I only ran the one. I guess like Mathematica had that kind of thing in the past, but just that idea that you can like do a little bit of programming and see the result and do the like, and then it's stateful between the little bits.
You can go back and edit the first part, rerun it.
Cool way to learn.
Is it mad? It was bad.
It's always mad at us. What do we do?
Okay. Maybe there's an even simpler test case that we can do, which is path between where we started,
sure,
where we are, right?
Okay, I want to try running it at the command line and see if it's any faster.
So maybe this goes here.
Why is this so? Okay, loading. It's really slow. Only valid value is 0.
Oh, okay. So this is in get cell.
Are positions allowed to have negatives at all?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So get cell needs to, in its check.
I thought we did check that. Did I mess it up?
That looks right to me. Why is this cells? Oh, I see. That's row. Huh.
Where is exactly which line is failing? Can you go look at the exception again? Line 113. Oh, the generate. The generate function is messed up. What? That doesn't make sense. Run it again. I think this must have been an old run. Because that line is not in. Oh, you're running it from here?
Well, I'm trying. I'm just throwing spaghetti against the wall here.
Okay.
I'm not controlling enough variables here.
Yeah, I equally have with you, or don't fully trust this testing pane yet. You guys need to use it enough times and have it reliably tell me the correct answer.
I recall having this problem ever since the beginning of Flutter, is that when you're in a Flutter project, your tests have to be run inside Flutter test. And Flutter test, for whatever reason, and I could go investigate, has so much higher startup time than Dart test does.
Mm.
And that really really gets to me. I guess I could just say this to someone. Oh, here we go. Has test between 20. We do test 20.
Okay. Oh, that's because that should expect false. It's giving us the right answer. That one is not passable. This one, the last one, is also not passable.
Is it not? Okay. Yep.
You have to go to this wall, and you can't get to the wall.
I also wonder if restart analysis server. Let's try that, because this, like, the whole thing just feels sluggish for some reason, and I wonder if
the analysis server went out to lunch.
Yeah, or something. I haven't like Control deleted because I worry that it'll like break the stream if I Control delete on my machine. I have no idea what it'll do. Maybe something else has run away on my machine.
I have a dream that the test is going to pass.
You have a dream? Sounds like a good dream. Okay.
Oh, so much for my dream.
Oh, that was the old test data. I remember another reason why I don't trust this integration, which is beautiful and all, but is that I remember when we wrote a testing suite for the HTML parser.
Oh, you loaded up just thousands and thousands of test cases.
It just died, just fell over. Just turned into a nightmare.
My dream turned into a nightmare.
So true.
But why did it fail this time? What did
it like shows me in line, doesn't it? Expected true, widget 20.
Actual, that's the old result, right? It's not expecting true anymore. It's expecting false.
Yeah. Okay. You've lost my trust. You've lost my trust. I'm returning to the command line. I'm safe.
You found your home. You've gone to your safe place. Yeah. This is what I learned when I tried like VR stuff. They have all these selections. So like, what do you want your home base to be in VR?
Oh, yeah.
And I learned that my home base is like a warm lodge at the top of a ski area, or like in the mountains with snow outside and like a warm fire inside. Yeah, and I realized it was because like as a kid, I spent time in places like that, and it felt so nice to be with the warm fire when it was cold outside. And so I think there's like some like deep emotional connection that is really important in VR. But anyway, my dream was true. The test passed.
The show of a mild amount of programming, learning about the deep dark secrets of Eric and Adam, little mild amount of career advice. We're a variety show. Okay.
So now I think we can generate our maze, right?
With 5 minutes remaining.
No, we've got 15 minutes. That should be good. So we just need a function that takes a level. Like, let's write a function called. Well, should be a function on level that returns a new level.
No, the generator, the like level generator should be separate.
Okay, so let's make a level generator.
Just because you could imagine wanting different ones, or to configure the level generator. It's a separate idea from the level itself.
Level generator current is going to start as we don't know what size, so we need to know. I feel like we need like a world spec. It's like
just like a size.
Yeah.
Like, we just need eye size? Is that what we need?
We need eye size.
I can write eye size.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm just doing it while you keep typing. And width.
refactor all the code to use iSize now.
No, all the refactors. Whoa, the undo.
Sorry that I totally messed you
No,
up.
it's totally fine. I'm just a mute. Like I was trying to say earlier, Replit has done a nice job. I think someone really needs to take collaborative editing to another level, because Visual Studio Code tries, but it's not there. You want width height, or yeah? No, because
Yeah,
we
width
have
and height.
offset, right? Oh, delta is really our offset. Yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we could make a fancy offset. That's good.
Okay, level
But
generator
you're right.
size.
You are going to also end up with a world config. I'm just going to give the world accessors for these instead of refactoring.
That's a smart idea.
Width.
Okay. This is really the maze generator, the maze level generator.
Okay.
Add wall, right?
Sure.
So we're going to say, so we need to pick a random position.
Are your walls always like vertical or horizontal?
I was just literally going to be one block big. I was just going to like pick a random cell, turn it into a wall.
You're like speckle it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be totally fine.
I need a position like start and end, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is like the entrance and the exit or whatever, like up or down floor you'll end up needing. Okay.
I don't know why the code is not reformatting. There must be some syntax. Oh, there it goes. I feel like I want to just I want a function on level that counts the number of empty cells. Or what am I going to do? How do I pick a random empty cell to fill in?
Just add a random, cell getter.
Well, I'm worried that like if like many of the cells are filled in, I'll have to try a lot of them.
What do you mean? Like,
I feel stymied. Help me, rubber duck.
I think you should just write the most inefficient, naive thing, and depend on the fact that you have either like 1,000 or 1,000,000 supercomputers, under your desk here.
Okay, we'll write the most inefficient thing I can think of.
Yeah, because we gotta. It's was it you the writer's block thing where it's like writing is like a garden hose, and you just have to sit down and like flush it out before you get to the good stuff. I don't know. I read that somewhere.
Okay, I'm just gonna write checks. I'm gonna hope that you're gonna make good on my checks.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you. The checks are coming.
If current cell this thing bang equals type, bang equals cell type. Oh no, it is passable. Okay, then I want to make a whole new level with this position replaced. So I need the cells.
Are levels not modifiable? You could also make a level builder if you want to follow that pattern.
Oh, well, I need to. I'm worried that it might not be passable when I fill this in. So I need to be able to like go back. Well, I guess I could just go back. Okay, we can just modify it. Sure.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether levels should be modifiable or not.
Why not? I mean, maybe during the building phase it can be modifiable.
We can always refactor them to use a level builder later if we need to.
I want to set cell at new wall position. Okay, to be so okay. Good old all true. Okay, if it's possible, yeah. Get cell. Okay, new wall position. Remember that. Set the cell to a wall. Then
Poor analyzer is having trouble with two of us typing.
we're breaking its mind. Has path between start and the end. We did it. We did it, team. Return. Otherwise, set the cell back to the old cell. Okay. Add any walls. Hint number of walls. 0 is less than number of walls. Wall. Okay. I wrote the most inefficient thing I could imagine.
Great.
Now I need to do set cell. Oh, you're gonna do set cell? Great.
Okay, you awesome. Can fix whatever the thing is. Oh,
size. I didn't save the size. That's why. It seems important to save.
This one's gonna throw, I guess.
I think the set should throw it out of bounds.
Whoa, what happened?
Or no. Yeah. Good question.
Okay.
There's no return. It's no need to return. It's void.
Oh, yes. That was prefer const for constructors. Okay.
Should we make a two-string for the level so we can see what it is?
Sure. Okay. I use string buffer all the time now that I know that it exists.
How does it work? String buffer?
It's like a string builder. You remember string builder from WebKit?
What?
It's a vector of strings, and then like when you call build, it can add some. Yeah, you do buffer write instead to like add it. and you add a string. Or buffer right line to add a line. And then you need buffer build at the end.
Like buffer plus
Maybe,
equals.
no, maybe it's buffer to string. Yeah.
String?
I know it's
And
not
then I
plus
can
equals.
say,
It's like right.
a new line here.
They just write line. Well, that works too.
So now we need to write toString on cell.
Okay, easily done. What's the cells? Oh.
So okay.
This needs to be an at override.
Maybe toString is the wrong thing here. This is going to be like to char repr.
Sure.
We might want like a fancier toString later that actually explains what the heck is going on.
Yep, makes total sense. Yep. You gonna like do emoji here?
Sure. What should a wall be? No, I don't want to do. I want to do something too much simpler, like just W and X.
Okay, fine.
I'm with your emoji. The skull and crossbones
for the out of bounds, right?
Oh, okay.
The kill plane.
I'll allow it. Is there a skull and crossbones emoji?
I'm sure there is. I have to figure out how you do emojis in whatever. I'm taking us off track. Where I distracted from the MVP. Okay. Oh, there's no tests.
Right, we need to write the test. Okay. We totally got this skull.
Oh, you did it.
I did it. Okay, so now we need to write the test for add walls, and then we might be able to do it in time.
In time, but how are we going to talk about pizza? Anyways, keep going.
Okay, so I'm on the test now.
Oh, you're on the test.
Yeah. Is generator. Okay.
Oh, does the maze level generator actually try to? When does it stop? Oh, I see.
Oh, you tell it. You can say
many walls.
Add many walls. How many walls?
But it doesn't. It doesn't test
10.
to see whether.
It does. It does everything.
Oh. Whoa. Whoa. But what if this? Really... This could infinite loop.
Could it?
Yeah. And totally infinite. Listen, imagine your thing only has one space and you ask it to add 10 walls. It will just infinite loop.
I see what you're saying. I don't even
this
disagree.
Is not fast code review.
But I'm okay. I want to start at x equals 0, y equals 5, and I want to go to
yeah, it doesn't mean you can't write a test. Your test is just going to be flaky. Oh no, it won't be flaky.
Y equals
like variable amounts of time.
Well, we'll start at 0, 0, and we'll go to 9, 9. How about
that? Actually, you want seed.
You give me a seed?
Yeah, I'm deflaking your test right now.
Awesome.
That's what
I don't know what the answer is, but
this is going to be
this is equal to question marks. We'll find out what it's equal to when we run it. Okay. Let's try this test. This test is we're over testing for sure. But we're sort of rushing to get to the end of the episode.
What are we over testing?
We're over testing the algorithm, right? Like even if you put in a specific seed, we're going to test that the output is a specific maze. which is not really the contract of this function.
No.
But it's. I feel like we're so close.
You could test things like, how many walls does it have? How many walls?
And is it traversable? And can you scroll up? I want to see what it did.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's totally traversable.
I love the. It's fine. We can solve that.
I think we did it. I mean, we're an hour, but I think we got to a good place. Like, it was generating. Do you want to put in a ton more? Okay, let's run it with 80 walls. Okay.
Okay.
And let's see what that does.
Will that work? So the other problem with your. Okay. It's gonna get slower as it goes.
I mean, we did write the dumbest, slowest way to do it. Maybe 80 was too much. We should have gone with 50.
No. Wait, I have a supercomputer under my desk. Look at that. Look at that.
Totally traversable. Amazing.
Good job. We did it. We didn't actually show any pixels tonight, but I promise the pixels are there.
I think the difference between this and something playable is basically collision detection and like making the graphical output show an icon for a wall.
Collision detection. Yeah, okay. And we also need the ability to go to multiple levels. And then eventually we need mobs.
We'll get there. But like, hey, we generated like a maze.
We did. We in the dumbest way possible. But under an hour on a Thursday night. Well, this was great. As always, it was wonderful to have all of you come by. Nice to see you, Dr. Barth. Any other comments before we...
No, thanks everyone for coming. And I had a good time. I hope everyone else did too.
Have a good week.
See you next week.